Hello everybody, welcome back, Exanima beta, and apologies for the downtime in the on the channel. It's been too long since I've done a video really, but it's a new year and hopefully can get back to uploading more regularly again this year. Anyway, I've got a lot to cover in this video, but one thing I should mention is if you're a Steam player rather than someone who plays the DRM version or the Insider version, you can actually access this patch. I believe you just have to opt into the beta on your Steam account on for Exanima. So if you want to play this beta on Steam, then you absolutely can. I'm actually playing the Steam version at the moment, so an absolute ton to go through in this video, so I might have to talk kind of fast. Let's do a new game. And we'll just use Brian here as my character. So, interesting new weapon in the quarterstaff. I have tried it, it's very quick, lacks a little bit of impact at times, but something that you might want to try yourself. I usually go for the metal bar to start with. It's my personal favourite, but obviously some options to choose from. Also, just make sure that you have a skill assigned to be training to at the start. I always choose Remise. Not quite sure why there's two at the moment. You may be able to start off with two. That's a bit weird. I'm not sure about that. But Remise for me is always the first one I'll go into. So. I won't spend any time sort of exploring this new area, but there is a lot to see in through these doors. There's quite a large couple of areas to have a look around in, some interesting things and some functionality in certain things. So I'm just going to skip over that for now because there's so much else that I want to discuss in this patch. So these two posters on the wall here are your main sort of interactions for jewels, and this shop here you can access just with a double click on the counter, or I think anywhere just on the shop, and its stock will rotate every 2 to 4 games, I believe, and it depends on the stock of the shop and various factors apparently when it rotates. As you can see, all of the items have a price associated with them, and if you wanted to use the proper names for the currency, hopefully I can get this right, but copper is dyads, silver is talons, and gold is crowns. So dyads, talons, crowns for the official names of the currency. And interestingly, there are 12 dyads to a talon and 12 talons to a crown, sort of rather than decimal as we're used to, which I think is really nice actually. The other thing that's new is points costs. That'll make more sense once I get into one of the other screens, and also you will see on some of the gear it has a rank. Now the rank associates with how many skills your character has. Every time you get 2 skills you gain a rank. As you start, you'll start as inept, and after you've trained into 2 skills you'll become an aspirant, I believe. And well, I'll be able to show you better on this screen. So inept, aspirant, novice, adept, expert, master. Now this is your loadout for each of those ranks. Even though I'm only adept, I can still get gear and equip in any of the ranks that I want to. It's just that they will only appear on my character in games if I've met the rank requirement for the gear. Hopefully that makes sense to you. This is your arsenal, so you've got clothing, armor, I'm guessing this is shields, ranged combat, and melee weapons. So anything that you buy with your main character and you want to transfer to someone that you've hired, which I'll show in a second, you can just use the arsenal to transfer your gear. As soon as you equip something, I might be able to show like this. So I put the boots and the shoes into the arsenal. It will take them off my character, but now if I had another character, I'd be able to swap to them and equip the shoes onto them. And if I put them from the arsenal onto my character, it automatically pops them into the other items, just to stop you from being able to use the same items on all your characters. So you've got to sort of choose your gear for each one. And I think that's everything here. Oh, also you can access your skills menu from here. This is more important for the characters that you don't have as a main character, because this is the only way that you can get to their skills at present. So if I wanted to recruit someone, first I'd need to have a talent. It costs 1 talent to recruit, so I won't be able to do it yet. But basically you just click recruit and it lets you make a new character, and then you have sort of, well, recruits for your main character. Very useful, because if your main character dies, that's it, game over. When I say dies, I mean red damage all the way to the bottom. That's game over, and yeah, it'll just kick you out to the main screen. If you die with just stamina, yellow stamina damage, then you'll be fine. You'll have obviously lost the match, so you won't get the rewards for it, but you still will be able to keep your character. You heal a little bit in between matches, and so yeah, so if you take a lot of damage, then you can enter into matches which are much less likely to give you red damage and allow you to heal sort of over time between the games. Anyway, let's have a look at this screen then. So let's see if all the types are on here. I think it might be missing one of them. So we have pugilism or pugilism, which is basically boxing or unarmed combat. The rank for pugilisms are always inept. So you can see this one is a master tier fighter, but inept in rank. So that means any I would be able to enter this fight as an inept or any of the ones above as well. So that's what this column sort of signifies. This is what your rank needs to be in order to enter this fight. Challengers always have a dash. That's because they don't have a rank requirement, so you can always enter a challenger fight as an inept or, as I said, or any of the others. So a challenger fight is exactly that, a game without a rank requirement, so it means you can be fighting people really better geared and more skilled than you for a bigger reward, or on the flip side, somebody could be challenging you and you could be fighting someone with much worse gear, and etc, etc. The fray is, I think it's 6 players all fighting in a big circle, and the last one standing is the winner. Duel is just, as we know, a straight up duel, balanced to the correct rank in terms of loadout and ability of the opponent. A elimination is 5 duels simultaneously or consecutively to where you don't heal in between. So you basically got 5 fights. If you win them all, you'll get the reward, and if you die at any stage of the elimination, then you're not going to get experience. You're not obviously not going to get the money either. So you have to make it all the way to the end to get any sort of experience rewards. And I don't think there are any missing on that list as far as I can remember anyway. So let's get to it and let's play a game. One thing worth mentioning actually is at the moment we can buy into games that we can't necessarily afford on the entrance fee. Um, I'm sure that's going to change once they find a good system to deal with players having no money or theoretically going into negatives. But as it stands, we can actually buy into any of them so long as we meet the rank requirement. It'll just reduce our available money to 0 rather than stopping us from entering. But let's start with this inept pugilism. Really not that great unarmed, but it can be very quick if you're skilled with uppercuts and the like. I am not that great at it, but I'm not terrible at it, but I've certainly seen better people than me. There we go. So now my dyads, yeah, I earned my dyad reward, and let's go for another one so I can show you the fray. Let's do this inept fray. And these can be quite dangerous, to be honest. Obviously with all the weapons flying around everywhere, you have to be really careful, and for me, fray is probably the one that I do the least because of the amount of time they take and because of the sort of a risk associated with doing them. It's quite easy to run into a powerful enemy with a cleaver or a dagger or something who's just gonna end your run and end your fun. So one thing you can do is just quickly grab bits of gear off people as they drop. You won't carry these out to the main screen. You can't keep your things looted, but it's obviously going to give me a bit of extra protection for these last remaining fights. So that's the same for Challenger as well. You can keep your looted gear between the Challenger fights. So let's do this elimination then. I'm still inept, so unless I want to take on this master challenge, which would be incredibly difficult, but I'll show you the elimination. Say cleavers, something you have to be really careful for, as I demonstrate just a really easy way to take a lot of red damage, and that's not the best start for this considering I've got 4 more fights after it, and this is not going to heal between them. So let's just quickly get some more protection from this lady's gear. I say cleavers and daggers are the two you have to really watch out for. And make note of the sweet new blood effects that have been added. So there's a post that says that if you get a bloodied clothes, then actually unequipping it and re-equipping it will get rid of the blood at the moment, but that will be something that changes in the future. It looks super realistic though, it's really cool. A little effect for Exanima. Blood spraying everywhere. Looks quite creepy actually with all that blood on his face. Like the Joker. He's fighting with the quarterstaff actually, so cool to see that weapon in action. A lot of people have been saying how good the quarterstaff is. I probably just haven't given it enough time yet, but I know there's better versions from the starter one that sometimes appear in the shop. So There's my five fights down. Success, and not sure how much. I've got 2 talents, so I'm not exactly rich, but the things I'm looking out for early in the shop are a tunic, which ideally be slightly better than that one, and a coat. Those are the 2 items as an inept that just really help prevent a lot of the severe damage from the slashing weapons early on, which can be a big reason why you die. So, nothing really for us at the moment. I mean, there's little upgrades, but I tend to like to wait until I see the really sort of superior level quality, or at least higher level qualities, before I actually commit and buy something. So what's left to show you? I think just a duel. If I'm going to be able to do a duel at the moment. I haven't showed you a challenger either, so let's do this challenger fight. You can see that the reward is pretty big to represent the fact that this guy is going to be aspirant level quality. Although, having said that, if I was playing sort of seriously and how I normally would, it's a good idea to do unarmed or pugilism, as if you've got some or a lot of red damage, just to ensure that you're going to get the full potential of the heal from between the games. Some people have said you can take red damage from pugilisms, but personally I've never seen it. But I mean, I believe them. You know, it's just something that it must be pretty rare, because I've done loads of them and I've just never taken any red damage from pugilism. So I'm just trying to think if I've missed anything from this arena update. Blood. Oh, there's a new hold shift to dash option, I think. Yeah, there we go. So sprint. If you select the sprint, apparently it was a really requested feature to have hold the shift to use the dash or the sprint functions, and well, they've listened to the fans again and implemented that. So, all right, and I think that's probably about enough for this video. I can really see myself doing a lot of this arena. I might just show you my my main character just after we've done this, so you can see how far I've sort of gotten along. And let's just finish this video with an insane challenger, master level challenge. So this guy should probably be in full play. Let's see how I can get on with this. Probably gonna die, but never mind. Yep. And that's fine. So that lets me exit out, shows you what happens when you die, when your red goes all the way to the bottom, and how silly you can be in joining master rank challenger fights as an inept. Not a clever idea, really. So I'll just show you my other character. There's probably about 20 Brians on this list. That's not too bad. So if I show you my management screen, these are all my recruits, and I'm not quite sure why she doesn't have her trousers on there. It's a bit strange, but seem to have lost my pants somehow. Can easily equip a new one from the thousands of dead hirelings that I've killed on this character. Can actually take these items to the inventory and then sell them back to the shop, and I really should do that to clear it all out, obviously, but I just haven't gotten around to it yet. But if we go to the master rank, we can see my full loadout. Now, obviously, you can't actually achieve master rank yet. You can only get as far as up to expert, which is where I am with the 8 skills that we are able to get at the moment. So I'm an expert. So actually, the master rank, you won't actually get to use this loadout until they implement some more skills. But I've got some really nice gear, exceptional and superior for most things. Superior chain leggings, lanyard vest, chain shirt, the coif, and this is the weapon that I'm using. It's really cool. Light and well balanced sword. I do want to upgrade it eventually, but at the moment I'm looking out for the last few bits, chest and legs and helm for my master ranked gear. Even though I can't use it, I still want to look really, really cool. So something in the update seems to have just unequipped some of my items here. And yeah, I'm not quite sure what's happened there, but sometimes just when the game updates, it does affect certain items and certain things. So I'll just have to go back to the arsenal, just grab a random pair of shoes, make sure I've got something on at least. All the points cost as well, I should mention. So you're limited in each rank to how many points you can take in terms of gear. So on my adept loadout, you can see I've used up all my points. It might not be the most effective way to do it with this character. I was just kind of putting things on as I got them. It might need a bit of attention, but now that my points are at 20, if I wanted to put something else on, then I wouldn't be able to. So when you're looking at your gear, just always make sure you look at the rank, which associates to your rank here, so just displayed in points, and the amount of points it costs, which is what it's going to add to the points total for the loadout. So I hope this has been useful for you all. I will finish this video by doing another fight with my character. Let's do another master challenger because I'm feeling brave. And if you're wondering about the other series that I started and sort of got left hanging, yeah, I'm going to pick that up and get back on with that hopefully this week. I want to do quite a few videos just to try and make it up to you guys for waiting for so long for me to do a video. And to say thank you and hi to all the new subs as well, and happy new year. But let's go and do this this last challenger fight, and then I will end the video. So the sword is actually not that effective if the enemy has got full plate like this. As we know from the old arenas, you know, the one-handed swords were never that great against the final armored opponents. But for everybody else, it's just absolutely brilliant, really brutal, and you get really fast kills with it. But I might get a two-handed sword eventually for my master rank loadout, or something with a bit more of a bludgeoning damage to try and get through a lot of the plate that we see. Maybe. And if you have any questions on something that I might have missed, or if something's confused you, just leave a comment. Like I say, I'm going to be doing more really chilled videos where I just fight in arena. I think that would be a nice thing to do for the channel every now and again. And so hopefully I'll be able to explain things in more detail, and I'll definitely be covering things as they get added, when new things get added. There we go. Oh, and if you're curious about what's going to be added as well, there's going to be eventually team games, so 3 versus 3. There's going to be hirelings, so people that you can hire to fight for you, so sort of like a friendly AI that you can fight and pit into battles. And I believe there's going to be some really hard fights eventually as well. But more on that when it arrives. Definitely check out this beta. It's very, very stable. There's very few bugs, but you're going to be really helping out if you join in with the beta test and point out any issues that you encounter. But I've had massive fun with this, as you can see, with my 24 crowns at the moment, desperately trying to save up for a nice plate chest. And yeah, so happy new year to you all. Thanks again for being so patient, and I will see you in the next one.